Okay, so the experiences that you go through on a daily basis or throughout your whole life, throughout your whole childhood, like they subconsciously stick with you and they make up you as an individual. Your actions, the things you do towards people. I'm constantly saying, yeah, your perception of yourself is very important because that affects your career, your social life, your social status, friendships, and legit everything. Your interactions with people on a daily basis. It's literally in our biology to interact with people. You cannot use your having social anxiety or you being introverted as an excuse not to do things, not to have things. Being socially isolated is like one of the worst things you could do. Okay, I'm going kind of off topic, but your actions and what you do when no one is looking, specifically, I want to say when no one is looking, is a huge determining factor because if you act so different towards every single type of group of people, and yeah, I do think it is important to change your personality a little bit depending on the situation because that makes it makes you adaptable, and also you cannot be one personality the whole day. That doesn't work like this. But what I'm saying is that if you change your personality so dramatically from when you're with people and when you're alone, which to be honest doesn't tend to happen that much, but then you start viewing yourself differently. You don't have confidence within how your behaviors and how your actions and putting your own needs in front of other people's wants is important. A lot of the times we cannot say no to people, we people please, we wanna make people like us, and we focus too much on what other people think instead of how we view ourselves. And like I said, viewing yourself generally made a significant difference. I think I can say this because I used to focus a lot on people liking me and having good impressions on people, when to be honest, at the end of the day, people just cared too much about themselves to even think or overthink you. Like, no one overthinks you except yourself. You know, no one looks at the small details and remembers them. Like, they might think so in the moment, but in the overall large scale, you only stick with yourself. You know yourself the most. And yeah, using the excuse that you know yourself the most is still not good enough for you not to take criticisms from other people. I think it's important to also grow and see how other people view you, because like I said, how you view yourself and how other people view you is completely different. But there are actually, is it completely different? There are moments and behaviors and characteristics of yourself that you are gonna have the same perception of you, but yeah, I think I'm getting a little off topic. But your actions and your social status, let's talk about social status, because social status, whether we want to admit it or not, it has a huge perception of ourselves. If we are seen as someone else in the group, or like we don't have any good friends, then we just feel like shit about ourselves, because it's like, why? And then we shouldn't think like this, but we do. We're just human. We think, why are we not good enough sometimes? And what I'm gonna say to that is, at the end of the day, that social status and your position within society is gonna make you up as an individual, because the more things you experience, the more things you do, the more you put yourself out there, the more you learn about yourself, the more you understand that you've got more experiences, the more it makes you interesting, the more you can talk about things and also learn from other people. So your interactions, like what you have behind closed doors, what you do individually, is so important. Like I said, I used to always think of, do you think they like me? Do they like me? Like, doesn't fucking matter. Okay, wait, no. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but at the start, it doesn't matter. At the start, when you're insecure, it doesn't matter. But the more you progress, then it's kind of like, your social status is important, and how people view you is still important. But if you're like severely insecure, then it doesn't help. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't help overthinking because it doesn't solve the actual situation. So what I did, now let me get into this. What I did is I did more planned things, not just things that just come up and I'm like, oh, I have to do them. I did more planned things with myself. I think the most insane thing I did was I woke up at 4 a.m. and I went to the beach with myself. I sat down and I thought, and it generally, like, all these experiences, they build onto each other and build onto each other, and then you start seeing yourself differently. You start going to the gym by yourself, like working by yourself. I know they seem like daily normal tasks, but sometimes we constantly want to be either around people or we don't want to be by ourselves because we're uncomfortable with ourselves. So be comfortable with being by yourself. But being comfortable with being to yourself will only take you. I feel like I'm like just like contrasting myself a lot of the times. What I'm saying, it is a very fine line between being by yourself and also being with other people and enjoying social company, because it generally does depend on the person. But the advice is, on a general scale, you should do things by yourself. Go to the movies by yourself sometimes. Yeah, I know it might sound weird, but like, go to the movies by yourself sometimes. Go do things that you would normally do socially by yourself sometimes. Go solo traveling alone. You learning things about yourself, like, it's you never stop, you know, like, you're constantly evolving, and you should embrace change and always be motivated to change, and always be open to change, because change is good. Personally, the mindset that I have is that I should go to bed knowing that I took some kind of step forward in some way of my life. So for COVID, for example, in COVID, we didn't have any social interactions at all, basically, in real life. And the holy shit that messed up people. Like, when people came out, they didn't know like how to interact. Like, it's like you've been socially, what is that word? Deprived. You've been socially deprived, and you just kind of stopped knowing how to interact with people. So now, after COVID, you would realize people are more closed off. They don't just start talking to you in the streets. Just things like the little things that you do by yourself, like compliment a stranger by yourself, smile at people, just talk to people. It's very important. And also, on the other scale, end of the little scale, do things by yourself. So building these experiences, they compound, and it's very important with how you view yourself, because then the confidence that you get from this outlooks on every different aspect of your life, and the confidence you have within yourself to know how to say no, and know objectively what you should be doing every single day. So I think I went off topic a little bit there, but hopefully you did learn something today. And I'm aware the audio, the camera quality, the lighting has to be fixed, and the editing. I'm aware, but hopefully you guys enjoyed today.